Hi students, very good morning. Today in this session we are going to know the uses of She, that is standard hydrogen electrode, how it is used in determining the standard electron potential of elements. See, suppose if I want the electrode potential of zinc, what I should do? I should compare the value of the zinc, whatever that I am getting, with respect to hydrogen. Suppose if I want the electrode potential of copper, again the same thing. So I should take a copper, I should get it connected with hydrogen. With respect to hydrogen, how much it is showing the value. Means whatever the thing is there, you should compare that one with hydrogen electrode. So now the use of the standard hydrogen electrode is, we will find the standard electrode potential of the elements. How we will be finding? So before going to that, we should have some rules in the mind. Never find the absolute potential of the single electrode. So we cannot find the absolute potential of the single electrode. It is always a comparative term. Suppose if I ask speed, a particle is moving with 100 kilometers per speed. A particle is moving with 100 kilometers per hour. Is it moving fastly or slowly? You can't say that. You should compare that 100 kilometers per hour either with 1000 kilometers or something greater than or below 1. Then we can say whether it is greater speed or lesser speed. In the same way, electrode potential is also a comparative term. It is not a individual term. So we cannot find the absolute potential of the single electrode. But we will be finding the relative electrode potential with respect to hydrogen. Means the electrode potential whatever we are obtaining for a single electrode, it is obtained by comparing it with standard hydrogen electrode. Next, connect the given electrode as the anode half cell or cathode half cell with She. Suppose whichever the element you want to know the electrode potential, then you should make that element to get connected with the hydrogen electrode. Right? Now let me take an example like zinc getting converted to Zn+2 or Zn+2 getting converted to zinc. So what I am doing is I am taking a container, zinc rod with zinc sulfate solution of 1 molar. I have taken it as anode. This side I am taking this one. So what happens when I connect these two? What it is happening? See, this is the practical thing. Whatever you are calculating, you have taken here zinc rod in zinc sulfate solution. Zinc sulfate solution is 1 molar, and I have made a connection with the hydrogen electrode. This is the hydrogen electrode. How we know that? In the previous lecture we have learned how it is connected. Right? In middle, voltmeter is used so that you will be getting some value here. Let us assume that value is X. Why you are getting that value X? Because electrons are produced more on this. The electrons will be moving in this direction. They will move here. So that what it is happening here oxidation is happening. Electrons are moving here. So what it is happening here? Reduction is happening. Okay? This is the practical thing. And due to that movement of electrons, the current will be flowing in the opposite direction. Let's see, electrons are moving in this direction. Current will be flowing in the opposite direction. Right? So that there will be some change in the voltage or whatever you are connected in the voltmeter. There will be changes in the voltage, so that whatever the voltage you are getting here, that value you are indicating it with X. That is the electrode potential of that particular thing. So if you want to calculate the EMF of this cell, so what it is, E naught of the cell is equal to E cathode minus anode. Here it has undergone oxidation. So whatever the oxidation value, you are writing E naught of Zn+2 to Zn. Here cathode, right? Cathode is this one. In this, what it is happening? Cathode is undergoing reduction, means 2H plus 2 electrons. It is getting converted to H2. So hydrogen has undergone reduction, zinc has undergone oxidation. So that net EMF is whatever that you are calculating here. So that is taken as X. Okay, X is equal to this one, E naught H+2 half H2, E naught Zn+2 to Zn. Whatever you are getting. So 0 minus, because this value we are taking it as 0. Okay. See, this is only assumption. 0 minus E naught of Zn+2 by Zn. Okay, slash this is. So what you will be getting? E naught of Zn+2 to Zn. So E naught of Zn+2 to Zn, it is minus X. Suppose if I ask in the reverse condition, E naught of Zn to Zn+2, it will be X. Getting? So whatever the value of X you are getting, it is the comparative term with respect to hydrogen. But is hydrogen is 0? No, it is an arbitrary assumption. Okay, just we are assuming that it is taken as 0. If we take 0, whatever the value you are getting, that value will be for this one. Okay, sometimes whatever it happens, some elements will be present where they will be getting easily reduced when compared to this one. Okay, suppose if I take something like oxygen. Oxygen means gas. It will also be taken platinum electrode with oxygen gas. However, we have taken here hydrogen gas. Suppose something like Fe+2 or Fe+3. When you compare Fe+2 to Fe+3, this one will undergo oxidation, this one will undergo reduction. Okay. So that by taking each and every element, here we have taken once zinc, next we are taking copper, next going for iron, next going for silver, next going for tin, next going for lead, next going for oxygen, next hydroxide, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, everything will be changed, and that one is compared with the hydrogen, so that you will be getting some values. That values, whatever we are getting, those have been represented in the form of a series. That series is called as electrochemical series. Okay, and whatever this experiment will be done, it is done at 25 degrees centigrade, that is at our room temperature. So this is the electrochemical series. See, I have not written all the things. I will show you in our textbook. So once you remember, in writing the electrochemical series, elements are arranged. All the elements are arranged in order of their increasing SRP. See, reduction potential values will be going on increasing. See, SRP is taken with respect to hydrogen electrode. You know these 2 points very well. So as you go from top to bottom, what happens to the reduction potential values? It goes on increasing. Suppose in our table it has been mentioned like this: lithium plus, it acquires 1 electron, it gets converted to lithium. So what it is happening? It has happening reduction. Okay. So E0 of reduction value, because always we will be calculating the E0 value of reduction only, right? This one. And SRP, reduction potential value, it is minus 3.05. When you compare zinc, Zn+2 plus 2 electrons, it is getting converted to zinc. E0 of Zn+2 to Zn, it is minus 0.76. Among these two, which is bigger? Minus 0.76 is bigger. So when you come from top to bottom, what is happening to the reduction potential value? It is going on increasing. Suppose if you compare Fe+2 with the 2 electrons converting to Fe, so E0 value will be E0 Fe+2 to Fe. The value it has been obtained. See, in the same experiment, whatever we have done, in practically when they have done, they have got this value. Next, they have taken hydrogen. Hydrogen undergoing reduction. They have taken this as arbitrary. This is 0 value. Next, if you go for copper, copper plus 2 electrons to copper. So what is happening? It is converting to copper plus 2 to copper. You are getting 0.34. Okay. So from top to bottom, what is happening? It is going on increasing value. See, these elements you should remember. Okay. I'll show this entire chart in the book. See, it goes on. See, what does this chart indicate? When you go for reduction values of this one and this one, which is bigger? This one is bigger. So this one easily undergoes reduction. This one will undergo oxidation. When you combine these two, if you combine lithium, one side lithium rod, another side zinc rod, whichever it is having the higher reduction potential, it will undergo reduction. This one will undergo oxidation. Suppose if I compare Zn plus 2 electrons with this one, among these two if I compare, this one will undergo reduction, this one will undergo oxidation. Suppose among these two if I compare, okay, this is the higher value, right? Higher value will undergo reduction, lower value will undergo oxidation. Suppose if I compare these two, this one will undergo reduction, this one will undergo oxidation. See, hydrogen from here to here means above hydrogen, whatever the element you take and if you combine it with hydrogen, okay, this 2H plus. Here hydrogen is undergoing reduction. The upper one above the hydrogen, they are undergoing oxidation, right? Suppose if you take the below elements, if you combine that with hydrogen, what's happening? This one, whatever the below one it is present, it will be undergoing reduction. The hydrogen will be undergoing oxidation. So the reaction will become reverse. H2 gets converted to 2H plus 2 electrons. If you compare hydrogen with this one, also hydrogen undergoes oxidation. If you compare hydrogen with Ag, this one will undergo oxidation. Hydrogen with the fluorine, this one will undergo oxidation, this one will undergo reduction. So among these two, this one will undergo reduction, this one will undergo oxidation. Among these two, this one will undergo oxidation, this is reduction. Among these two, this one will undergo oxidation, this is reduction. So simply one thing you can remember, from top to bottom reduction values undergoes, the higher reduction value will behave as cathode because it undergoes reduction, lower value will become anode. See, in the same way here also you can take. See, lithium generally it undergoes oxidation, right? In reduction it is very slow. So this is the thing, entire thing you have in this electrochemical series, entire thing you have with respect to chart. See, once I will show the chart, once we will look over that. Look over the students. See, in our textbook, it has been given in the reverse order. See here, at the bottom, you are having, see, lithium. See, lithium, potassium, cesium, barium. See the value minus 3.05, minus 2.93, 2.92, 2.91. Like this is going on increasing. So what happened here? At hydrogen, this is the reference point. It has gone to 0. Okay, still if you go upper, what happens? It is going on like this. These are the things. You should remember, take the snapshots of these things, if possible, and write in your notes. You should remember all these things. So here in this, it is in the reverse, right? So this one will undergo easily oxidation, this one will undergo easily reduction, because among these two values, which is higher value in reduction, this one is higher in reduction. So this one will undergo reduction, this one will undergo oxidation. Okay? Right. Once again, look over this one. If possible, take the snapshot and write in your notes. You can write this one first in the top to bottom, or in the same way, whatever that has been represented. So here in this case, the below one will undergo reduction, oxidation, and the upper one will undergo reduction. Right, students, this is what the electrochemical series has been represented. The electrochemical series will be very, very big. But you should be at least remembering these things, whatever that are present in this particular series. Okay? See, if you see, what is the use of knowing the electrochemical series? So there are some points what you can know. You can know the relative strengths of oxidizing as well as reducing agent. Okay, this is the thing. You just underline this one. You can know the relative strengths of oxidizing as well as reducing agents. So you can identify whichever undergoes reduction, it is a strong oxidizing agent. Whichever undergoes reduction, this is the strong oxidizing agent. Okay, by using electrochemical series, we can identify the strongest oxidizing agent as well as the reducing agent among the given molecules. And second is, you can calculate the EMF of the cell. EMF means, already I have mentioned here. What I have said, if you take the two contents here. So let me assume that iron as well as the lead, these two I am taking. Which one will behave as cathode, which one will behave as anode? See, look over the values. Here it is minus 0.04, this is minus 0.13. Among these two, which is the bigger value? See, this one is the bigger value, right? So this one will undergo reduction, this one will undergo oxidation. Okay, among those two. So whenever if we get the positive value of E, then that particular type of cell will be spontaneous. If you are getting negative value, then that will be non-spontaneous. So the first use of electrochemical series is we can find the relative strengths of oxidizing as well as reducing agent. Second use is you can calculate the EMF of the cell so that you can predict whether that type of construction of cell is possible or not. Because whenever if you get the E value, E is nothing but E cathode minus anode. When I give two electrodes based on the electrochemical series, we can identify that EMF of the cell. If the EMF of the cell is positive, then that is spontaneous because delta G will be negative, right? That is the condition. And the third condition is you can predict the feasibility. Feasibility, that is what I have said, whether that particular type of reaction is possible or not. Next condition is you can predict whether a metal can liberate hydrogen from acid or not. How you can predict? Suppose I already have said in the series above the hydrogen, whatever that I have shown in my book, above the series, whenever the hydrogen reacts with the elements above the series, then hydrogen will behave as a reducing agent. Then, it undergoes reduction, it liberates hydrogen gas. Whenever the hydrogen is combined with the elements below the series, what happens? Hydrogen will undergo oxidation, then it will not liberate hydrogen gas. It will behave as it undergoes reduction, it undergoes oxidation, and the remaining thing will undergo reaction. Getting me? So once again I will show in my book, wait. Okay, look over here. See, I have written with the increasing SRP values, the highest one among these two. Okay, if I combine lithium as well as the zinc, zinc should behave as, zinc should undergo what? Reduction, lithium should undergo oxidation. Then only that type of possibility of construction of cell is possible. Because this is easily undergoes oxidation, this one undergoes reduction. Okay. Next thing is among iron plus 2 as well as, suppose if I take Zn plus 2 as well as H plus. So whenever zinc combines with hydrogen, this one undergoes what? This undergoes oxidation, this undergoes reduction. Whenever this undergoes reduction, the reaction will be in this way only. Then it liberates H2 gas. Okay. Suppose when this one hydrogen is combined with this Ag, this one will undergo reduction, this one will undergo oxidation. Then the reaction will be like this. H2 gets converted to H plus. Okay. Then Ag will undergo reduction, H2 will undergo oxidation. So whenever hydrogen combines with the below elements having the higher reduction potential values, then hydrogen undergoes oxidation. Then there will be no liberation of hydrogen gas. If hydrogen combines with all the elements above the series, above hydrogen, then this undergoes reduction, the above thing will undergo oxidation. Then there is a liberation of hydrogen gas. So these are the uses with respect to electrochemical series. Right, students? I hope that you have understood that. So as you go down, what happens? Reduction potential value increases, means the tendency to gain electron increases. Reduction is increasing means gaining of electrons increases, means to get reduced increases. And the oxidizing agent, if it is getting reduced means oxidizing nature, what happens? Or oxidizing agent, it gets increased. In the same way, as you go top, okay, what happens? SRP value decreases. From bottom to top, if you go, SRP value decreases. Tendency to gain electron decreases, means it loses easily electrons. Tendency to get reduced decreases. Tendency to get oxidizing agent decreases. Or you can talk in another way. As you go from bottom to top, the SOP value increases. Loss of electrons increases. Getting oxidizing capacity increases. It behaves as a reducing agent nature increases. Okay. Let us take one example. An element X has been taken, Y as well as Z. The electrode potential of X is 0.52 volts, Y is minus 3.03 volts, Z is minus 1.18 volts. Order of reducing power. Okay. Reducing power is also called as reducing agent. Okay. And oxidizing power is also called as oxidizing agent. Reducing power means reducing agent. Okay. See, based on the values. So Y value you will be getting minus 3.03, you are arranging with the increasing SRP. Z value is minus 1.18, X value is 0.52. See, this is the order what we will be writing in generally in the series, but in our textbook it has been given in the reverse way, but 99% of the textbooks all will be in the same order whatever that I have shown in my book itself. So what happens, which is having higher value, what happens, this one will undergo, see if I compare Y as well as Z, Z will undergo reduction, Y will undergo oxidation. Okay, this is undergoing oxidation means this is very good reducing agent. So Y is very good reducing agent compared to Z. Z is very good reducing agent compared to X. Right. Next question is the same thing. E naught of chromium plus 3 to chromium minus 0.74 volts. E naught of Cr to O7 minus 2 getting converted to Cr plus 3 is 1.33. E naught of MnO4 minus getting converted to Mn plus 2 is 1.51 volts. E naught of Cl minus to chlorine it is 1.36 volts. The strongest oxidizing agent he is asking. These are the options. See, more the SRP value means it will be undergoing what? It will be, see, more the reduction value. It undergoes easily reduction. If it is undergoing reduction means it is a very good oxidizing agent. So whichever the value is the highest. So what you will have here? You have this one. 1.51 is the highest reduction value. Okay. Here what? 722. What it has gone? It has gone reduction only, right? This is the highest one, 1.51. This is 1.36. Okay. This is the highest. So this is undergoing what? Reduction. So this is the strongest oxidizing agent. So chlorine cannot be the answer, chromium cannot be the answer because chlorine is here, chromium is here. Mn plus 2 as well as MnO4 minus among these two. See, Mn plus 2 what when you are getting from Mn plus 7 to Mn plus 2 you are getting. Okay. Suppose if you take Mn plus 2 to Mn plus 7, if Mn plus 2 is the answer, Mn plus 2 should get reduced. Then it should change into lesser one. But here Mn plus 2 getting converted to Mn plus 7 means it has gone undergone oxidation. So this can't be the answer. Okay. MnO4 because he is asking oxidizing agent, it should undergo reduction. Here MnO4 minus getting converted to Mn plus 2. So this is possible. So D is the answer. Mn plus 2 cannot be the answer because Mn plus 2 is the product that has been obtained after the reduction. Okay, if this is undergone reduction, if you want this as an oxidizing agent, this should undergo reduction. Mn plus 2 should get converted into another thing. But here what is there? Mn plus 2 to Mn plus 7, right? Mn plus 2 to Mn plus 7, this is oxidation. But MnO4 minus to Mn plus 2, this is reduction. So answer will be reduction because we are asking oxidizing agent, it should be a good reduction one. Right? So in the same way, generally I have written some things with respect to series. This is the one: lithium, potassium, barium, strontium, calcium, sodium, magnesium, aluminum, manganese, zinc, chromium, iron, cobalt, nickel, lead, hydrogen. These are the values. These are the things when they are present above the hydrogen. These will undergo, when you combine these elements with hydrogen, the upper one will undergo oxidation, the below one will undergo reduction. After hydrogen, this is the continuation: copper, mercury, Ag, Au, platinum, fluorine. Okay, I have written lithium is the starting one, hydrogen is the middle, this one fluorine. Okay, when you compare lithium with hydrogen, the upper one will behave as anode, above series. Hydrogen will behave as cathode. If you compare hydrogen with the below elements, this below one will behave as cathode, hydrogen will behave as anode. Right? This is what we have with respect to this one, and this is also used to find out the spontaneity. To find out the spontaneity, already I have mentioned EMF should be greater than 0 so that delta G will be negative. So if I take copper and zinc, which acts as anode and which acts as cathode? So you should go for remembering of the electrochemical series. In the zinc is located where? See, zinc and copper, right? He is asking. Let me take zinc is here. Zinc is here and copper is here. So copper should behave as cathode, zinc should behave as anode because it is above the series. Let us see. Zinc is anode and copper is cathode, right? Because Zn, metals above the hydrogen in the series displace hydrogen in the dilute mineral acid. Already I have said this. Zinc with the reacts with sulfuric acid, ZnSO4 plus H2, because this one undergoes reduction. So cell reaction is spontaneous. So this type of reactions are possible. So this is the thing what you have for this session, students. You take one more example. Look over this, copper as well as HCl. Is this reaction is possible or not? You check whether here copper is located below the hydrogen or above the hydrogen. Okay, copper is located below the hydrogen, right? So copper should undergo reduction. What happened here? Copper has undergone oxidation. This one has undergone H2 plus 1 to 0. So this is behaving as cathode, this is behaving as anode. This type of cell reaction is not possible. This type of construction of cell is not possible. This is not spontaneous. So this type of reaction is non-spontaneous. So this is what you have with respect to electrochemical series. These are the uses. Okay. By this, the half of the chapter of the electrochemistry has been completed, and the remaining half will be starting from tomorrow. Have a nice day. Bye bye.